So I wake up and I'm in the bathroom and I'm getting ready. I hear my husband talking to my youngest son, who is 4 years old. And he's saying, get over here. Get over here. What are you doing? Now, my son is out on the balcony of the ship in our room. And my husband is inside the room. Don't ask me why he was on the balcony by himself. I was in the bathroom. I don't even know. So I hear my husband ask my son, what's in your hand? And I don't know what my son said to him, but apparently my son must have showed him his hand. So my husband comes into the bathroom. Hey, Kashmir, you already know, Kashmir, it is an OO. It is an OO situation. So my husband comes to the bathroom where I'm at inside the room. And he says to me, babe, where your wedding rings at? So I said, they're on the table. He said, how many rings you had on the table? I said, my wedding set and my toe ring is on the table. So he goes, both of your rings was on the table? I said, both my rings was on the table. I said, wow, what happened? So I come out of the bathroom and I said, what happened? He said, no, I saw him on a balcony and I saw his hand closed. So I asked him what was in his hand. He opened it up and your ring was in his hand. So I said, okay, well, both of them was on the table. He said, I don't know where the other ring is. So I'm on my knees. I'm looking for the ring. I said, did you look over here? He said, no, I didn't look over there. So I'm looking for my ring. And he had this one. Y'all see this one here? Let me get closer. You see this ring? This is my ring. This ring by itself is over 2 carats in total. The big one in the middle is a little bit over a carat, a tiny bit over a carat, and then everything else around it equals up to 2 carats in total. 2 point something carats in total. He had this one in his hand. Can't find my wedding band, which is the other carats. I have about a whole carat. My band is made up of a whole carat of diamonds that goes halfway around the whole ring. He can't find it. So I start to ask my son. See, people don't realize when you speak to a child who's under the age of 5. I'm an investigator, and I'm a trained investigator from the state when I used to interview kids of trauma and kids of sexual assault. So there's a certain way how you have to speak to children who are 3, 4, and 5 years old. There's certain questions you can ask, certain questions you cannot ask, because their mind doesn't process the same information the way adults do. So my husband asked them, where was the ring, and did he throw it off the balcony? He told my husband no. He said, did you throw anything off the balcony? He said no. Children don't understand anything. That requires their brain to try to make sense of what the word anything means, so they don't know that. So I come out of the room, out the bathroom, and I said to my son, how many rings did you have in your hand? He said, 1. I said, okay, you had 1 ring in your hand? Did you ever have 2 rings in your hand? And then he looked at me and he started to step back away from me. Okay? And I said, did you have 2 rings in your hand? He said, yeah. I said, where's the other ring? So he shrugged his shoulders. And my husband said, you see, he doesn't know where it's at. I don't know if he threw it off the balcony. I said, listen to what I just asked him. Where is it? Now, if it's going over the balcony, he doesn't know where it's at. He just knows it's over the balcony, but he don't know where it's at. So when you asking him, where is it? He's going to shrug his shoulders because he don't know where it's at. So I came to my son and I said to him differently. I said, Sage, that's his name. Sage, did you throw something over the balcony? He said, no. I said, did you throw something over the terrace? He said, yes. Now you got to understand, we say balcony because when we go on cruises, we pay for a balcony view. But for a child, where we live in a luxury building and we have terraces. So it's referred to as a terrace. So to him, this balcony looks like a terrace. So when I'm saying balcony, he's saying no, because in his head, he didn't throw anything off of a balcony because he doesn't know what a balcony is. But when I said, did you throw something off of the terrace? He said, yes. I said, what did you throw off the terrace? And he just looked at me and he started to move further away from me. I said, did you throw mommy's ring off the terrace? And he said, yes. He said, yes. That's what he said. He took my band that is made up of primarily diamonds and he threw it off the terrace. Threw it off the terrace. livid was I. So how much of a consequence can I give him? I spoke to him. I told him I was going to take his toy. He's not going to get it. All this stuff that we do as parents so that he can try to understand empathy and compassion. But there's only but so much you can do, because for a child, a ring has no value to a child. A ring has no value to a child. They don't understand it. And although I was livid, although I said that the best thing I could say to him was, do you like to hurt mommy? He said, no. You hurt mommy when you threw my wedding ring off of the terrace. You hurt mommy. Do you like hurting mommy? He said, no. So he could tell he's scared. Long story short, when we got downstairs, something told me to ask the security if I can go to the side of the boat to see if I can find my ring. Now, this is a long shot. This is a long shot. I had an idea that he wasn't powerful enough to throw it into the water because we're facing the water. Let me show you guys what I mean. Let me show you. This is the balcony that he refers to as the terrace. This is where we're at. This is where he threw the ring. You got that? So, I asked the security guard. I had no idea whether or not I was going to find this ring because it could have been on top of the safety boats. It could have been in the flower bed. It could have been on the ground. I had no idea where it went. So the guy downstairs looked at me like I was crazy. And he said, what happened? I said, my son threw my wedding ring off of the balcony. And I need to see if I can find it. He said, I don't know, ma'am. Where is it? And so he's walking back. He said, wow, I don't know, ma'am. I don't know. I take you down there. And he said, only one person can come. So I chose to go. And I started zigzagging, all the way zigzagging. And by the grace of God, when I zigzagged up, I saw a shiny thing. Now I lost approximately 2 diamonds, maybe 3 diamonds, but that's no big deal. Whatever, I can put it back. It's more important to me that I got my ring back. And that was luck. That was luck, because I had to walk that whole area to see where I can find my ring. A ring can bounce, it can slide, it can roll. So many things. I'm going to show you guys again so you can get an idea of what I walked. I walked from there all the way up the strip to right here, looking for my ring. And I found it. I found it. So I'm happy. I'm happy that it wasn't on top of the boat. I'm happy that I found it. When I get back home, I'll take it back to our jeweler to put some diamonds back in it. But I'm happy. But what I started to recognize is there's so many of us, when we try to speak to our children to get information from them. Thank you, Kashmir. Thank you, Kashmir. I appreciate that. Hey, Lisa, how are you? Hi, Tracy. How are you? When we speak to our children and we try to get information from them, I notice why so many people, they fail at doing that, because children under a certain age, you can only speak to them a certain way. They don't understand the English language like we do, or any language. They have to make sense of what we're saying. And their minds, children's minds, are so abstract. They don't think concretely. So when you say if you threw anything off of there, anything is not what he threw off of the terrace. He threw a ring off the terrace. So it's so amazing, like how children are. But my husband didn't believe that he threw the ring over the balcony. He just thought that it was somewhere in the room, and he was going to spend his time later on. That's what my husband was going to do, spend his time later on looking for the ring. But I just thank God that all the experience and education and training I got while working for the government, I'm able to use it in my life when I speak to people, when I do my work as a therapist, when I do crisis work, when something happened and I go out there and do crisis work, when I have to work with children who have been sexually abused by people in their family and strangers and all the other stuff, and how we have to elicit a certain amount of information. There's a certain way that we have to talk to kids. And if I had not had that skill set to get the information I needed out of my 4-year-old, I would not have thought about going down there to find my ring. Just little things. Like, you can't say to a child, where did you put it? because they don't know. He doesn't know where he put the ring. He just knows what he did. He knew that he threw the ring over. He just don't know where the ring is at. So you got to watch how we say things to our children.